I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon and welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. The abduction of a CHOMA-based rights activist raises concern. EMMANUEL BANDA reports suspected paid CADRES after his life. Join me with the Midday News in details after this commercial.
The Bible says, I knew you before I placed you in your mother's womb.
Apples and bananas. Work and wait, and this what you've been praying for.
And now the Midday News in detail. Some civil society organizations are disturbed by the alleged abduction of Mr. Tom Silwindi, which occurred on Sunday, 28 February 2021 at his CHOMA residence by suspected armed criminals in full view of his family. 10 days ago, Mr. Silwindi was actively involved in defending the human rights of the Hatembo family following their brutal midnight attack by unknown people. Zitukule Consortium's Executive Director Nicholas Piri has since called on the Police Command in Southern Province and Human Rights Commission to take interest in the matter.
Zitukule Consortium, Zambia Progressive Youths, Positive Action on Human Rights, Freedom and Development, and Youth Development Organization. These are civil society organizations alarmed by the alleged abduction of Mr. Tom Silwindi, which occurred on Sunday, 28 February 2021 at his CHOMA residence by suspected armed criminal elements in full view of his children and wife. Mr. Silwindi is a well-known public figure in CHOMA for his dedication and commitment to social justice, especially for the marginalized citizens. Exactly 10 days ago, Mr. Silwindi was actively involved in the defending of human rights of the Hatembo family following their brutal midnight attack by unknown people, reportedly forcing them to appeal the land dispute involving Hakainde Hichilema, the UPND leader, which the court had dismissed. Currently, the Hatembo family is still living in fear and in hiding in the bush, while Mr. Silwindi's whereabouts remain unknown since his abduction 4 days ago.
After this case, we have been attacked in our homes, and we are not even at the home. We have abandoned our homes and we are left my children and so forth.
And Zitukule Consortium Executive Director Nicholas Piri spoke to journalists on behalf of other organizations. He says if this trend is left unchecked and allowed to become a norm, it will soon dent Zambia's human rights record in the eyes of the international community. They have since appealed to authorities, especially the Human Rights Commission and the Zambia Police Command in Southern Province, to take keen interest in the abduction of Mr. Silwindi and bring the criminal elements involved to book.
For our considered view that the abduction of Mr. Silwindi and the midnight raid on the Hatembo family are not isolated and unrelated incidences. Clearly, there's a pattern here that is emerging. If this trend is left unchecked and allowed to become a norm, it will soon dent the Zambian government human rights record in the eyes of the international community. We therefore strongly appeal to authorities, including the Zambia Police Service and the Human Rights Commission, to take keen interest in the abduction of Mr. Silwindi and ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book. We further demand the immediate release of Mr. Silwindi by whosoever is involved in this abduction and ensure that he is returned to safety and reunited with his family.
And United Party for National Development leader Hakainde Hichilema has expressed concern over the matter. He has underscored the need to ensure that citizens feel protected in the country.
Are we living in? They abduct him. Armed robbers, I call them, masquerading as policemen, abduct him in full view of his wife and his children. From morning of that day, he disappears. Up to now, we don't know where he is. Because a woman who is supposed to be an ordinary citizen said, go and abduct Siwindi. I'm mentioning his name now, Tom Siwindi.
Efforts to get a comment from the Zambia Police Command in Southern Province proved futile by broadcast time. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
In other news, Msanzala constituency aspiring candidate in Eastern Province Elias Daka hasn't testified the party mobilization in preparation for women days ahead of the commemoration on the 8th of March 2021. Speaking when he met women at Kasangazi Day School among other members of the community, Mr. Daka said women play an important role in the development of the nation, hence the need to give them a chance to be part of the governance system. Mr. Daka also urged the women to take part in the governance of the country by making sure that they do not only vote for the right candidates but be the candidates themselves. Petauke Central aspiring candidate EMMANUEL BANDA has lodged in a formal complaint to the police over the threats he has been receiving from unknown people. Speaking to journalists at Lusaka Central Police, Mr. Banda explains that the recent video of an alleged Patriotic Front cadre saying he is being paid by the incumbent MP Dorasilia to cause confusion in Petauke, specifically against JJ Banda. Mr. Banda says that it's just some of the many threats he has received, hence seeing it fit to report the matter to the police for possible investigations. And Mr. Banda has hedged people trying to destabilize his party in Eastern Province, using the name of the party to desist from doing so. Meanwhile, on Monday, Petauke Central Member of Parliament Dorasilia denied the allegations at a media briefing where she revealed that the matter has been reported to the police also for possible investigations.
I'm sure you have seen on social media where I've been threatened. So I've come here to lodge in a complaint over those threats. And before that threat, there was another threat again. It was through the message and my phone, a person sending messages saying that he is a private secretary to Honorable Dorasilia, and he has been sent to Luapula in Congo through Lupia border to look for medicine so that they can harm me. Then he wanted to meet me so that he can explain to me why he was sent there. But I ignored the message. Then 4 days later, when I was on duty somewhere in Eastern Province, in Lusaka here, my family was attacked. People broke into my house and then they were looking for documents, but unfortunately they didn't find any documents. The documents were in Petauke. So they went away with the phones, and also they went away with my laptop. To tell you the truth is that I'm sure I'd want to engage people. They should stop using the name of the party. If they have been sent by an individual, let them put on the uniform for that individual, not for the party. Because the party, we are not at loggerhead because of Petauke with the party.
In other news, A local contractor accused of forging a contract registration certificate and dishonestly obtaining a contract worth over $1 billion United States dollars from China EMMANUEL International Cooperation Group Company Limited told the court in his defense that he is not aware of the allegations that have been leveled against him, as he was not part of the G&G Nationwide Limited when the alleged offense took place. This is in a matter in which G&G Nationwide Limited Director Christopher BANDA is accused of forging a Road Development Agency RDA contract and a National Council for Construction Certificate of Contract used to obtain a contract on the Mansa Luwingu Road from China EMMANUEL and obtaining a contract worth $1,168,052 United States dollars. BANDA told Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Lamek Mwale in opening of his defense that the person who was running the G&G Nationwide Limited was Michael Sata Jr., the son to the late Michael Chifya Sata, and he only joined the company in December 2013, where he is a shareholder.
A local contractor accused of forging a contract registration certificate and dishonestly obtaining a contract worth over $1 million United States dollars from China EMMANUEL International Cooperation Group Company Limited made his court appearance Tuesday morning to commence his defense after the court found him with a case to answer. Christopher BANDA, a local contractor and G&G National Zambia Limited director, has been accused of forging a Road Development Agency contract and the National Council for Construction Certificate of Contract used to obtain a contract on the Mansa Luwingu Road from China EMMANUEL and obtaining a contract worth over $1 million United States dollars. Opening his defense before court, the accused testified that at the time a letter was issued to obtain the road contract, he was not part of G&G Nationwide Zambia Limited, but Michael Sata Jr., the son to the late President Michael Sata, was the person running the company. BANDA testified that he only joined G&G Nationwide Zambia Limited in December 2013, where he became the director and a shareholder. However, evidence produced by the state prosecution contradicted his testimony, as evidence showed that he did funds transfers in 2012 while he was a director at G&G. He testified that at the time he joined G&G Nationwide Zambia Limited, there was an ongoing contract that led into a dispute between G&G Nationwide Zambia Limited and China EMMANUEL and left China EMMANUEL or the company close to $500,000 United States dollars. Sometime in July 2015, a dispute had arose which resulted in the appointment of an arbitrator by the Chartered Institute for Arbitrators following a request by G&G. At arbitration, G&G won the matter, but China EMMANUEL later applied to the High Court to set aside arbitral awards awarded to G&G. However, the High Court dismissed China EMMANUEL application to set aside the awards and discharge the stay of execution of the awards and the arbitral proceedings. However, in 2018, China EMMANUEL reported Mr. BANDA, the accused person, to police on allegation that he used a forged National Council construction certificate for G&G to win the tender on the Mansa Luwingu Road project. During trial on the 22nd of January 2020, then Permanent Secretary for Minister of Infrastructure and Housing Development, Charles Mushota, had testified that he never signed any letter nominating G&G Company as being the subcontractor in the construction of the Mansa Luwingu Road. The Permanent Secretary had told Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Lamek Mwale that though a copy of a letter shown to him by officers appeared to have his signature, stating that he approved and nominated G&G as a subcontractor, he was however not aware of the company nor its directors. The accused has closed his defense, waiting for the court's judgment. Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. The abduction of a CHOMA-based rights activist raises concern. EMMANUEL J. BANDA reports suspected paid CADRES after his life. My name is Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe and good afternoon.